Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Mohammed here. Today we will talk about sexology, more specifically sexual fantasies. Sexual fantasy meaning is a mental image or thought that involves imagined sexual activity scenarios often used for arousal or personal pleasure. Let's unveil the veil of fantasy.
Ever pondered why your mind drifts to unexpected places during those intimate moments? They're a universal part of the human experience, something we all share, regardless of age, gender, or orientation. Fantasies are like intricate, unseen tapestries woven, each strand representing a different desire, a different longing, a different secret. They're not confined by societal norms. In the realm of fantasy, anything is possible. Yet despite being a common phenomenon, fantasies are often shrouded in mystery, including taboo. We seldom discuss them openly, perhaps out of fear of judgment, or perhaps because we're unsure of their significance. But let's be clear, having fantasies is completely normal. It's a fundamental aspect of human sexuality. They're as diverse as we are, varying greatly from person to person, and that's perfectly okay. Whether they're sweet or spicy, tender or wild, our fantasies are a part of who we are. Fantasies are also complex. So why do we have them? That's a question that's been puzzling scientists and psychologists for centuries. Some of them think they're a way for our minds to explore uncharted territories, to push beyond the boundaries of our everyday lives. Others think they're a form of escapism, a way to seek pleasure and excitement in a safe, controlled environment. But one thing's for certain, everyone has fantasies. They're an intrinsic part of our sexual identity, a testament to our creativity and our capacity for desire. So let's delve deeper. Let's peel back the layers and explore the fascinating world of fantasies. Everyone has fantasies. It's a normal part of our sexual identity, but why do we have them? Let's find out together. What if I told you that your fantasies may be more about your psyche than your desires? Yes, you heard it right. Our sexual fantasies, those secret scenarios that play out in our minds, are often more tied to our psychological needs and desires than we might think. One of the fascinating aspects of fantasies is how they can reflect our deeper emotional needs. Often they can be a form of escapism, a way to escape from the stresses and pressures of daily life. They provide a safe space to explore desires that might not be acceptable or possible in real life. Fantasies also play a crucial role in exploring one's identity. They can help us understand our likes and dislikes, our boundaries, and our sexual orientation. Personally, I am racist hetero. I'm definitely not interested with Turks or Turkish females. Stay away from me. So this same way, they can give us a glimpse into aspects of our identity that we might not have been aware of, allowing us to better understand and accept ourselves. In this way, fantasies can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. But it's not all about introspection. Fantasies can also greatly enhance our sexual experiences. They can add a layer of excitement and novelty, helping to keep the spark alive in long-term relationships. They can allow us to explore new experiences and scenarios without any real-world risks or consequences. And they can help us communicate our desires to our partners, leading to more satisfying and fulfilling sexual experiences. You can make role plays, masturbation, or hanging with strippers. So the next time you find yourself lost in a daydream, remember this. Your fantasies are more than just idle thoughts, a tool for self-discovery and a means to enhance your sexual experiences. And who knows, you might just learn something new about yourself along the way. Ever wondered if your fantasies are common? Well, you're not alone. In the vast expanse of human imagination, sexual fantasies are as diverse as they are intriguing. What's considered normal can vary greatly from person to person, with many factors at play, including cultural norms, personal experiences, and even the books we read or the movies we watch. Let's delve into some of the most common sexual fantasies, without getting too explicit, of course. First off, we have role-playing, a scenario where participants adopt and act out characters or roles that are distinctly different from their day-to-day persona. This can range from playing out a scene from a favorite movie, dressing up in costumes, or even pretending to be strangers, meeting for the first time. The appeal of role-playing lies in the thrill of being someone else, if only for a moment. Next up is BDSM, an umbrella term that includes bondage and discipline, dominance and submission, and sadism and masochism. This may involve power dynamics, physical restraints or a certain level of pain or discomfort. While it may not be everyone's cup of tea for those who enjoy it, BDSM can provide a sense of excitement and adventure that's difficult to find elsewhere. Group sex is another common fantasy encompassing a variety of scenarios, from threesomes to larger group settings. The attraction here often lies in the increased sensations, the variety, and sometimes the feeling of being desired by multiple people. May I very like that one, who knows? However, it's important to remember that these are just examples. Your fantasy could be entirely different, and that's perfectly okay. The beauty of human sexuality lies in its diversity, its ability to surprise, and its boundless creativity. Remember, everyone's fantasy is their own, and there's no normal to compare it with, but how do these fantasies impact our relationships? Can sharing your deepest, darkest fantasies strengthen your relationship, or does it risk complicating things? Let's delve into the intricate dynamics of fantasies and relationships. Fantasies, when shared with a partner, can serve as a gateway to a deeper understanding of each other. They can enhance intimacy, foster trust, and infuse excitement into the relationship. Picture this. You're revealing a part of yourself that's been tucked away in the corners of your mind, and your partner accepts and embraces it. This acceptance can cement an emotional bond that's stronger than most. However, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sharing fantasies comes with its own set of potential pitfalls. The risk of judgment or misunderstanding looms large. There's also the possibility that your partner might not share or understand your fantasy, which could lead to feelings of disconnect or even alienation. That's why communication is key. It's not just about blurting out your fantasies, it's about discussing them, understanding each other's comfort zones, and setting clear boundaries. It's about ensuring that both parties are on the same page before embarking on this exciting journey of sexual exploration. Trust plays a pivotal role too. It's about knowing that your partner will respect your boundaries and vice versa. Trust is what allows you to share your fantasies without fear of judgment or rejection. And let's not forget about consent. Consent is the bedrock of any sexual activity, and exploring fantasies is no exception. Both parties must feel comfortable and willing to participate. Remember, it's okay to say no, and it's important to respect your partner's decision if they choose to do so. So, does sharing fantasies always lead to a stronger relationship? Not necessarily. It depends on the individuals involved, their level of comfort, and their ability to communicate effectively. While sharing fantasies can enhance intimacy, it's crucial to respect boundaries. But is it always healthy to indulge in our fantasies? Are all fantasies do some tread into dangerous territory? It's time to delve into the nitty-gritty of the healthy and unhealthy aspects of fantasies. Yes, you heard it right. Fantasies, like anything else, can be a double-edged sword, serving both to enrich our lives and, if misused, to cause harm. On the one hand, fantasies can play a positive role in our sexual lives. They can enliven our senses, inspire our creativity, and boost our intimacy with partners. They can help us explore our desires in a safe, controlled environment and provide an escape from the mundane. It's like having a private theater of the mind, where we're free to explore and experiment without judgment or consequence. But here's the catch. Fantasies become unhealthy when they cross certain boundaries. These boundaries are not set in stone, but rather they're defined by principles of consent, respect, and a clear understanding of the difference between fantasy and reality. Consent is paramount in any sexual activity, and it's no different when it comes to fantasies. Both parties involved must feel comfortable and willing. A fantasy that involves non-consenting individuals is a definite red flag. Respect is another cornerstone. Fantasies that degrade, harm, or disrespect others are unhealthy. They perpetuate harmful stereotypes and attitudes which can negatively affect our relationships and our overall view of sex. Finally, understanding the difference between fantasy and reality is critical. Just because something is appealing in the realm of fantasy, it doesn't mean it would be so in reality. Some fantasies are best left as just that, the fantasies. They can serve as a mental playground, but they aren't always meant to be acted out. Fantasies can be a healthy part of our sexual identity, but it's crucial to distinguish fantasy from reality. So, what's the final take on sexual fantasies? Let's move on to our final scene to wrap up this intriguing journey into the world of fantasies.
So, are sexual fantasies the spice of life? We've come a long way in our journey, and it is a time to tie all those ends together. Consequently, sexual fantasies are a normal part of human sexuality. They are the result of our creative minds, capable of crafting scenarios that trigger us. From the psychological perspective, fantasies can serve as a safe space, a mental playground where we can explore what we might not feel comfortable or safe doing in reality. They can help us understand our own desires better and in some cases can even aid in overcoming personal insecurities or traumas. We've discussed the common sexual fantasies, showing that we are not alone in our desires, from romantic scenarios to more adventurous ones. These fantasies have add excitement and novelty to our intimate lives. They can inject a sense of freshness into long-term relationship, keeping the flame of passion alive. However, like anything else in life, fantasies too need to be handled with care. It is vital to distinguish between fantasy and reality. While it is perfectly fine to have fantasies, acting on them requires consent, understanding, and respect for one's partner. Unhealthy aspects of fantasies come into play when they start to interfere with our daily lives, relationships, or when they involve non-consensual acts. It is important to remember that while our mind is free to roam, our action must always respect the rights and boundaries of others. Remember, your fantasies are a part of who you are. Embrace them, understand them, but always respect the line between fantasy and reality. Understanding this balance is the final word on fantasies. It is about finding the spice that adds flavor to life without letting it overpower the dish. Embrace your fantasies, but let them enhance, not define your reality. We examine some popular common fantasies. See you in the next video.